Yes, welcome my people. Welcome back to the best channel in the world. And if you guys don't know where you're at, this is FutureStars.
Hey, come on, see, I was ready.
Jordan, remind me what our Instagram at is again.
FutureStars42.
Come on, and what's your Instagram at?
Fresh_Jords.
Oi, you know what I mean, Mr. Million 2000. And today we are continuing our talk in the most talked about movie. Is it the third highest grossing film ever, right?
Second.
Second
ever take. Is that box office or like in general?
Whatever your stat is for, we're talking about that stat.
Okay, I think it beat Infinity War for open day. Open day weekend, it's beaten Infinity War. It's second place. Underneath Endgame.
I rate that so much. If you guys still don't know what we're talking about, the most talked about film, they're talking about Spiderman. No Way Home. Come on, people. Get on board.
He might need Google Maps at this point.
Yeah,
to find his home.
Yeah, because he's out. You guys who haven't seen the film, there's gonna be hella spoilers. You guys should know that.
You should have seen it by now.
If you haven't seen it by now, go watch our other spoiler-free video on the channel. And whilst you're there, you can like, subscribe, share. Who they gonna share it to, Jordan?
Friends, families, loved ones, everybody. Please.
That's what I love to see. But I want to jump straight into it. Jordan. Peter Parker's all alone now.
Finally.
He's alone. No Aunt May, no Tony Stark, no Happy Hogan.
Uncle Ben don't exist here, mates. Uncle Ben don't exist here. Yeah.
How's that? How do you think he's gonna adapt to that? Like, life in the big city on his own.
Glad that they ended it like that. I mean, that's why Tom is second for me, because I just thought he was such a child.
Oh, really?
Like, he was always trying to show off to everybody, like, oh, I can do it, I can do this. You don't need that. The Spiderman I grew up did shit by himself. He worked hard for his costume and trained and all kind of stuff, and went through all this stuff, even though he had Aunt May at the beginning. But still, even then, he was still grown. He was our age, kind of. It felt like
he was living in the city. I think that was the whole vibe. Like, he just went off into college or just after college. I don't know, whatever. But he was like, and now we're seeing that version of him. Like, yo, you're making your own costume now. Yeah. This is your serving kit. Do your thing. Nobody knows you. Yeah, you have to pay rent. What they say, every Monday.
Every Monday, I think so.
Not every Monday. The first of the month, whatever, first Monday of the month, whatever the situation is. I'm hoping to bring back the neighbour again, not the neighbour, the landlord.
I mean, that's the one thing I was like, they could have put in.
Come on.
To fix this damn door.
Listen, it's a free country. It's not rent-free country.
Leave me alone.
Give me rent.
You'll get your rent when you fix this damn door!
Fix my damn door! We might see that. You never know.
I need it. But
I'm so gassed to see him, and you're talking about his independence. He's never had that so far.
Had it. This film made him. This whole trilogy made him to who he is now.
Do you know what, yeah? I feel like the other films are building up Spider-Man. This film is about building up Peter Parker.
No, this film built up both.
It built
up both. I mean, back then he was still kind of a kid, but this film we actually saw him. He was going ham. He was going in, bro. He was going in. But I was like, yo.
But
since when? I mean, it was the battle. If you haven't seen it, sorry for like interrupting. If you haven't seen the Green Goblin and Spider-Man battle, I was like, nah. Tom's not going to be able to handle this.
He handled it.
It's Green Goblin, and Green Goblin, I tell you now.
The passion. You see that passion right there,
Green Goblin in this film.
Willem Dafoe.
He's a legend. He did all of his stunts by himself. Did
he? All of it?
This old man.
You can't even call him old, man. 20 years
he's a legend. He's a god.
Hey!
But yeah, he handled it. He handled it differently. He was going in.
You see, the real question I'm curious about, Marvel, Marvel being Marvel. How long do you think they're going to leave Peter Parker alone? Like, do you think he's going to introduce himself to MJ and Ned by the next film? Do you think he's going to be like, guys, remember, like, obviously we know he left them at the end because he didn't want to, because they looked happy, they got into the university, but do you think there's going to come a point he's like, no, I need their help. I need my guy in the chair back. I need my girl back. That's big for him.
I mean, I knew he would. To be honest, I kind of felt like he wasn't going to do it because I knew there was like a. Willie won't he say it, but he won't. He won't tell them yes.
I think the next film. We might jump him like.
Go on.
I miss you. You're my girl. I miss you. You know the ones. He's gonna do that.
Yeah, I don't feel like. I mean, he could, but that just beats the whole point of them going through all of this. she's gonna figure it out at some point, like she did before. She'll figure it out and be like, what? Because she's still wearing the necklace. If you notice,
some
she's
things
still
I'm
wearing the
gonna add
necklace.
up, like.
I mean, she can still be like, oh, okay, I don't know where I got this from, but I've always worn it. That kind of situation.
And I feel something for it. I feel this emotion to this necklace.
I mean, unless he moves on, which, I mean, Zendaya, how can you move on from that? How can you move on from this beautiful woman? Like, she's my wife. I mean, sorry, yeah, she's my second wife. What is my second wife? What is my second wife?
I don't know what kind of love Shakespearean triangles over here.
They don't know each other. They don't know each other yet.
So let me ask you this then. Do you think potentially could Zendaya move on or MJ move on and potentially her and Ned have a relationship? Because as far as she's aware she's been spending a lot of time with Ned. Or alone reading a book. So more or less so, if she is going to spend time with someone, it's going to be...
No.
Are you just saying no because she's your wife or no because no?
Partly because no. Just I don't see them two working together. They should just leave them as friends. And but okay, this is where my theory brain has started to work.
Let's hear it.
What if Ned has a crush on MJ by the next 2 films or something like that?
That's what I'm saying.
And then Ned becomes a villain against Tom's Spider-Man. And there's beef there.
So you're saying potentially, because of this love triangle, let's say Ned really tries to move to MJ.
But she's like, nah, I'm with Spider-Man. This could be after like she's remembered who he is.
I think it'll become at that class of it when she's about to say yes, if anything, to Ned. Then Tom comes back like, yo,
I don't feel like she's gonna fall for Ned.
You don't think so?
Nah. No offense to Ned. I mean, I mean, girls and boys can be friends. Like, just I'd not have anything there, but Ned's obviously.
I like that direction you went with in terms of Ned becoming a villain in this series, like, because you remember we had that really awkward moment when he's like to Peter, I will never become a villain and try to kill you. And that was like...
I mean, that was just innocent.
I mean, it was innocent, but it dragged on a little bit. It was like the awkward pause was too awkward.
Yeah. Marvel doesn't do things for the sake of it. They're planning something with that. Because in the comics, Ned is a villain. It's Ned Goblin. It's Ned Goblin.
Ned Goblin.
But
that doesn't sound right.
Don't sound right. Probably not right, but it's close. No. It's similar to it. But I know that in this film, they kind of made it out to be like he's going to potentially be a wizard.
With his powers,
which is quite interesting.
You see,
I'm not sure they're going to go with it.
I thought Ned was going to become the Rhino because I can't remember what the Rhino's name was, but I know he was a math geek or whatever, and obviously Ned's a smart kid. I would have thought they may have gone into that direction, and I'm thinking potentially, if we are like looking at sorcery and stuff like that, Ned might think, oh, I might be able to win back MJ if she sees that I have powers as well. Oh, how do I get powers? Oh, I'm a sorcerer. Let me go on into Doctor Strange's temple, mix up a couple of, mixtures, boom, bap, bap, get myself some powers. Then takes a left turn.
That's what powers is. He's got the magic.
But he wants more. He wants everything.
But this is why we could see him going into some dark path. Just to get, I mean, of course, who wouldn't want to go down a dark path if Zendaya rejects you?
For MJ, man. If I do anything for MJ.
Of course, any day. The spiciest MJ we've had. That's why I knew they wasn't going to kill this. I knew they wasn't going to let her drop. Because there'd have been war, full-on war, not even just from me, from like everyone who likes MJ and Zendaya.
You can't kill Zendaya, right? You guys.
Yeah.
And I really like the way exactly said that Andrew Garfield had that, like, they let him.
Redemption.
I remember we were in the cinema, everyone clapped.
He deserved it. There was redemption.
I mean, he wanted to cry himself. I'm sure when one set must have been like, yeah.
He lost his girl that way, so
it's only right. And then obviously there's Tobey Maguire like, what about my MJ? Like, where's she?
She's at home. She's like,
no. She's like, nah, boy, I'm cool. She's like, you can call her Mary Jane. I'm a show. Like, Zendaya's like, I'm a show. Like, don't call me Mary. Nah, I love that. And, with how the film ended up wrapping up, how do you feel like the timelines, the villains go back to like Green Goblin, the Sandman go back and it's going to change? Because now they're cured, is it going to still end the same? Are they still going to die? Because they did sound like they were extracted at the end of their life forms.
They was.
Or would it become a Loki kind of situation where a branched timeline is created in that universe?
That is a really interesting one. I mean, with Marvel, the kind of it's a really interesting one because timeline and how the time works in Marvel is very complicated.
Yeah.
But then, because I feel like they kind of try to force it in Endgame and then keep changing it in everything else that's come after it. So I'm still question mark on how this timeline works.
Because in Loki they had the time barons that came and snipped it like, no, this is wrong.
Like, this doesn't happen.
And obviously Endgame they just went back in time and did that.
I mean, that was obviously meant to happen, but it's still kind of like they're jumping different multiverses, kind of.
Yeah.
And that's how I would see multiverses working. But I mean, they wanted to make it juicy, so they made it juicy. How if it affects their timelines? I think it would. Yes and no. Yes and no. I mean, I don't think time branches working there because there was no. I mean,
if these people don't die, like this is a whole like, for instance, if Green Goblin stays alive, Harry doesn't become the Goblin in the Tobey Maguire universe, and he.
That means he doesn't die.
Yeah, that's a big change.
So I feel like the situation is, if you watch Harry Potter, if you watch the third one, that's how I see. Have you watched that?
I mean, I'm a big HB fan. Come on,
if you know,
on the 1st of January. Of course.
The time. That's how I see the time working in their situation.
Wait. The third one's Prisoner of Azkaban.
Prisoner of Azkaban, where Hermione uses the time thing and saves Sirius and the horse, and how that timeline changed. Because they were both dead. The horse is not a horse. I know it's not a horse.
I think it's called a hypocrite.
That's it. That's the word. That's the word. See, it wasn't here.
Go on.
So that's how I see the timelines working. Seeing as there's no Avengers, there wouldn't be any TVA. If, like, in my opinion, I think it's just them in that universe.
So yeah, that's what can be really kind of interesting, the way you see that all working and meshing together and that kind of vibe. But it's going to be really like interesting to see if it manages to blend together well, because there's so many possibilities of it, and just seeing where it goes. I'm here for it. All the way. I know that whatever part they do decide to go with Ned, if he does become a villain, if he stays good, whatever that happens with Peter revealing his identity eventually, or just staying the way he is until MJ figures it out on her own and be like, why didn't you tell me? Then they could have a massive argument for like a whole movie.
I mean, like how the Toby sort of situation.
Yeah, exactly.
That was funny. That was hilarious.
Yeah. You're gonna make me want to go watch the Tobey Maguire Spiderman once again.
Go watch it.
There's so many more questions I want to ask you, but I feel like I'm gonna save that for another video because it's a whole different topic and
Yeah.
But guys, as always, thank you so much for tuning in. If you still haven't seen No Way Home, why not? And if you have, and you've only seen it one time, why only once? Why only once? Big question. And a bigger even question is, have you subscribed and liked and put on post notifications for the channel? Huh? Have you? Have they?
I hope so. Please.
I hope so. But as always, guys, stay cool, stay litty. Jordan, it's been a vibe as always. And we'll catch you later. Take care.